Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, Herd 37. So I was hunting around for some jobs. I know some people said they like to see me searching for jobs, but man, sometimes it's really difficult to find anything. A place that, has got planes and jobs. Actually, I was trying to fly Seattle, and there's hardly anything in Seattle, and there's hardly any planes there, which is kind of surprising. Such a big airport. And I just had hunting, and I had Mexico City installed on my computer, so I searched down there, and we actually found jobs here. We actually got 7 people, and we're going to fly the Cessna 404 Titan. We've flown that several times, flew that in FS Passengers as well. I wanted to fly really a different plane because we've seen that so much, but there just happened to be one there in Mexico City, so I said, heck, we'll take it. We got 7 people total. It's 184 nautical miles. We can hold 9. Wait. Passenger count next flight 7. Yeah, so there's 2 seats available. So we can hold 9. I think we only got 7 people with us. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because there was 2 that were about to expire. So I'm not sure. I don't think we got them. Yeah, so we can hold 9. It's 184 nautical miles. We'll take a look at this plane. It's paying $5.65 an hour till we get a rent. But can hold 348 gallons. It's got 161 right now, using 30. So basically, it can go for 5 hours. But at 217 knots, yeah, it's going to take less than an hour because we're only 184 nautical miles. By the way, look at this. This is like, I guess this is some new client from FSEconomy. It used to be a little, you go on the website and then there's a little program in FSX to open up. This is like the actual program now. I guess they did away with the old way because, as you can see, we're not really in a website. Some jackass. I don't know. We live right in an area where everyone wants to gun it at the stop sign. I have no idea. Fucking jackasses. But yeah, this is like the new client, I guess. And you can start your flight from in here and all that. So with that, oh, by the way, you might want to know where we're going. We're Mexico City. Not that I'll be able to pronounce this place. Gen Francisco Javier Mina in Tampico, Mexico. It's an international airport, so it's a pretty big airport. As you can see, there's a bunch of jobs here. Oh, they got the Twin Otter, but you can't fly it. Or is that I can't remember what. That means someone owns I can't remember. That means it's broken. I can't remember what that means. Maybe someone owns it? I think. I can't remember. Alright. Here's our flight. We've got our 7 people. So we'll go over to FSX and we'll start flying. Alright, everybody. Here we are in Mexico City. I think it's Taxi to Gate with the scenery. I love the scenery, by the way. I've got everything at very dense. It looks pretty nice. Sometimes there's like a hill or mountain. I don't know if it's that one or what. But sometimes like it's cut in half and part of it's floating up above the other. I don't know why, but it only happens sometimes. I don't see any other mountains, so maybe it is that one. It's kind of odd. But yeah, this scenery is great. I did an FSX flight out of here one time. I think it was Mexico City to San Fran. Man, the scenery is great because Mexico City is freaking huge too, by the way. There's not that many planes here. I flew here the other day in an air hauler, the TriStar. It was a good flight until we got here. Something happened, like the autopilot disconnected or something when we were on the ILS, and all of a sudden I started going to the ground, and I was, I think, way over to the right. So I took control of it, and I landed. Man, it was just hideous. Just an absolutely freaking hideous landing. But also, you can see FSEconomy is in here now. So I click start flight. Let's see if check out if it did it. So I'll go to this client here. Can we hit reload? Probably not. Of course not. So are we started? Not some time left. Oh man, it even counts how long we've got it? Oh jeez. Alright, we better get out of here. I thought you only rented it for how long you were actually using it. Maybe they've changed that. We gotta get the hell out of here, then. Parking brake is on. Man, it's been a while since I've flown this thing. Luckily, they don't ding you for not setting it up correctly. Gotta turn the tanks on. I do remember that. Tanks are on. Let's go over here. Gotta turn our lights on and everything. Alright, battery is coming on. Nav light. I think that might be the only one that we have to actually turn on before the engines. Gen 1. Turn on the mags. Left fuel pump. Primer. Start her up. Alright, move that all the way up and turn off that fuel pump. Right alternator can come on. Mags, fuel pump, primer. Alright. Start it up. Let's see. Stall heat, pitot heat. There's the avionics. I was wondering, I couldn't remember where the avionics thing was. I don't know why I can't click those to get that working. 183 nautical miles. I don't know if you all can see that. I'll get here in a second if you can't. We gotta get this thing going. Tune it into the ground. I think we're going to the east mainly. Northeast, so I'll say east.
Mexico ground, Cessna, November 417, Juliet Tango with India. Request taxi for takeoff, east departure.
By the way, we're going to 13.5.
Juliet Tango, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 5 left via taxiway Charlie, Charlie 1 Bravo. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
5 left, we'll acknowledge that. Turn on the progressive taxi.
Left via taxiway Charlie, Charlie 1
Let's set this over to 5. Alright. Let's see, where is the progressive taxi taking us? Is that US Airways? Where are you, progressive taxi? There you are. Actually, I was going to back up. We don't need to back up. We'll just do it this way. Go forward. It's on GPS now. Taxi lights in. Let's go ahead and taxi. Like I said, we're going to go to 13.5. You can see our elevation at this airport. We're already at 7,300 feet right now. Mexico City is very high elevation. Turn that on. So it shouldn't be too long of a flight. I guess about an hour or so. Because, I mean, if you're at full throttle or wherever, it'd take you less than an hour, but not necessarily full throttle, but you're going full speed. Obviously, you got to slow down on your approach and all that. But if you were just flying full bore and not having to stop, I guess I don't know how I'm trying to say it. By the way, what was it? 5 right? No, 5 left. Good. This one I think we wanted because it'll be closest to us. It's probably right there. I'm guessing. There's only 2 runways, and if we're on the one that's on the left. So I was going to say we might not even have to taxi all that far. We could probably take off like right here. Got pretty long runways. There's the UPS and FedEx here, I think. That's where I parked that TriStar. That was like one of the worst landings I've ever had. Pretty embarrassed by it. It was hideous. It was horrible. There's like a van just like parked there. We can get security to go check that out. Alright, plane, you're slowing down a little too much. That's actually kind of fast to slow her down, but dang. Alright. Yeah, this 5 left where that guy's taking off. See how like the lights are like that bluish? I don't know why it's like that anymore. I did a complete reinstall of FSX. I have the E&V series installed, as you can see, but for some reason now the landing lights are all like bluish like that. I don't know what's up with that. I'm betting that we can take off right here. That's tons of runway. Runway that we don't need. Head up the tower. Setting up flaps. Request takeoff clearance. It's daylight, so we can do that.
Runway 5 left. Cessna November 478 Juliet Tango cleared for takeoff. Runway 5 left. Departure.
Anti-collision landing lights. We'll acknowledge that.
Runway 5 left. Cessna 8 Juliet Tango.
Like I said, the flaps are set, so go ahead and get out of here. Takes her a bit to get moving. Flew this plane a ton in FS passengers. I mean a ton. I really do like it though. It's a good, solid plane. Alright. Can't quite get her centered and just stay there. Airspeed is alive. Increase the thrust just a little bit because we're getting close to the end of the runway now. Then rotates. Positive rate. Gears coming up. The nose down a little bit. We need to pick up some airspeed. As I say, hold it right there, we go up a little bit. Kind of hold it right there at about 500 feet a minute. Go ahead and retract the flaps up a little bit. Mexico City is huge. And the nose is creeping up on me. Thought as the flaps retract, you should go nose down since you're losing lift. Back to the right a little bit. Airspeed's looking good now. Oh, I know one thing. I should have cut the mixture because we're... Yeah, that was my mistake. Not used to taking off on airports that are over 7,000 feet in altitude, so I just had them set to full ridge. You could even hear it in the engines. The engine's picking up as I leaned it out. Yeah, that was my bad. My mistake. See if I can remember how to bring this up. Autopilot. We've got it on GPS. We'll hit nav. We'll climb around 1,000 to 1,200 feet a minute. Try to move that thing. And like right there's a nice climb. I want to pull back on the thrust a little bit. See our manifold pressure. FS passengers, you always had to keep it in the green, but obviously this doesn't monitor that. So take a look down here. 178 miles. It says about an hour and 3 minutes. Pickup speed though, when we get up to 13.5. Won't take that long. Mexico City, man, it is freaking huge. It can be hard to run with some third-party aircraft. The bigger ones, like this doesn't run it. This is pretty easy on it, but some of the PMDG aircraft, really complex aircraft, can be a lot harder. It's weird how they have like this border so dense and compact, and then it's like a road or something. And nothing but green grass and stuff like that. I guess that's where FTX takes over. This is all taxi to gate. There's that water. You can't even tell. It's just like a straight shot and then boom. Kind of funny looking. Hey, we're a little over 10,000 feet now as we were screwing around looking outside. Landing lights can come off, taxi light as well. Leave the strobe on. What was that other one? Oh, the taxi light. Should just leaves us with the strobe. I'm gonna thin it out a little more. Try to leave it at 50. You can hear those engines come alive, man. See the airspeed pick up, that increased power. 11.5, we got 2,000 feet to go. Sorry guys, 13.5 is what we're shooting for. We got 172 nautical miles to go. Less than an hour. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, slowing it down here. The ocean over here. Oh, wait, I realized I clicked that and said taxi. I accidentally should have left it on. This is the nav light, not the taxi light. It's my bad. City doesn't look too bad around here. Coming up on 9,000 feet. About 26 miles to go. So, let's see if we can find him here on the list. MMTM is the only one. Something tells me that there's actually scenery for this. Can't remember though.
Tampico Tower, Cessna, November 417, Juliet Tango, 26 miles south to land. Cessna, November 417, Juliet Tango, Tampico Tower, take right downwind, runway
13.
altimeter 2971.
2971.
Line right now.
Alright.
Runway 13.
Bring this up.
Cessna, 8 Juliet Tango.
Runway 13. Gonna be coming right over here. So switch over to heading. See if there's any procedures. ILS. 13. Activate the approach. So we want to go right over there. Give them a little more fuel here. Right, so let's check out the map real quick. We need to find out the ILS frequency and everything. Because I've heard Tampico so many times, it makes me think that there is scenery. I'm not sure though. So 13 is going to be the long one right here. 109.3. Switch it over to the active one. There you go, 20.1 nautical miles away. Course is, what was it, 128, I do believe? $138 or 128? I think it was 128. I guess we could check the map just to make sure. So this doesn't crash on me. I don't want to do this too many times. 138. Alright, 138 there. Set on the course. The elevation is going to be around sea level. About 8,000 feet right now. I'd like to be around 3,000 feet when we get there. That waypoint is about 20 miles out. About 5,000 feet to descend. Go ahead and speed her up to 4x. Kind of surprised I don't hear anyone else talking on the radio. I guess it's a fairly big, airport, international airport. But it's actually to the north, by the way, of Mexico City. I thought it was out to the east. I thought it was like east-northeast, but it's mostly to the north. Coming up on 6,500 feet, we have about 3,500 to go. So I'll level her out. Unless we can turn right. I don't think we'll be able to get there. Just send a little bit more. Pull back on the thrust as well. 3,000 feet to go to get there. Actually, we probably should be out here a little more. We're gonna be able to see the airport right there or not. I think we're a little too close. So I was just having to go out to the left a little more. Fly more perpendicular with it a little bit. So when we make our turn around, it'll be easier to line up. Go back on the thrust some more. I'm going to go ahead and make it full ridge. Alright, let's put this at normal speed. We don't... Let's see if we can get this thing turned around. By the way, put the nav on. The glide slope is actually above us. On 3,000 feet, I'll level her out right here. Alright, altitude hold is on. I'm actually going to need to go out a little more before we actually turn to the right, to the runway. Range down a little bit. Because we're about 9 miles from that waypoint. Although it does say waypoint, I do believe. Yeah. FI-13. I'm not sure where. I think it's that one right there. Let me increase the thrust just a little bit. Clear that message. I hate those flashing messages. I don't know why. With those GPSs, that's always been like my pet peeve. Is that little flashing message. I hate that. I haven't really seen the glide slope come down at all. It's kind of surprising. I guess it's usually about 3,000 feet from the approach. There it is, actually, dropping. Saw a flash. I'm not sure if that's the airport or not, because it seems like it's out more to the right. There's not many airports around here, so it probably was it. We're almost on the glide slope here. Go ahead and hit nav. Alright, we're pretty much on the glide slope, so I'm gonna hit approach hold. Go back on the thrust a little bit. It's awful hazy looking. Right there, I think, is the light right there. Barely see a white light. Now I have lost it. I don't see it now. Are we on like a peninsula? I thought I just saw the other part of the ocean over there. Wow, what in the world? See, it's a little hazy. Our speed is dropping way too fast. 2 miles away from that waypoint. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get my speed down, by the way. I'm trying to keep that warning off. Alright, gears coming down. So we need the drag. Cannot see the runway for anything.
Juliet Tango, clear to land. Runway 13.
Acknowledge that. Alright, the speed is finally coming down.
Cessna 8 Juliet Tango.
About 1,700 feet. on some flaps. It says the glide slope is actually slightly above us, which is good because those flaps are going to balloon us a little bit. Cannot find it though. I cannot find the runway. Is there a light right there, perhaps? I think there is. I think that's it. Mute my mic for a second. Back. Alright, so there's only 2 notches of flaps here, and we are at full flaps. Looks like we're coming in nicely. Around 1,000 feet now. Turn off the autopilot. Plane is mine. Still slightly hard to see. Got her. Getting a little low. Go back on the thrust a little bit as well. Man, how are we still dropping altitude? It says we're low on the instruments, although happy lights have us as good. We're a little better now. Slightly high there. It's like we come in low and then all of a sudden we gotta get high. See, I kicked it left like that. Oh, why did I do that?
Cessna 8 Juliet Tango, exit runway when able.
I'm able.
Cessna 8 Juliet Tango, contact ground on 118.3.
Acknowledge that.
118.3, Cessna 8 Juliet Tango.
Alright, with the parking.
Tampico ground, Cessna November 4.
Landing lights come.
Juliet
Oh.
Tango, taxi to parking.
Landing lights and 18 collision. I can't remember which one that is. Acknowledge that. Saw heat and pitot heat. We'll go ahead and turn those off.
Cessna 8 Juliet Tango.
Aggressive taxi. Go ahead and stop that. I tell you, we were coming in so nice, and right at the very end, I kind of kicked it right a little bit, or to the left. I don't know why. I got a little too carried away with it. But it wasn't horrible. Should have been a little better, though. All in all, not too bad. Get my hands back on here. Alright. Wow, there's no planes here. Kind of surprising. At least it's an airport in Mexico that isn't just like... So many of them here are like afterthoughts. It's just like a landing strip, maybe a big runway, just a building on one side. It's kind of crazy. This isn't a whole lot different, but a little bit. It looks a little better than some of the normal ones. I don't know why I decided to follow this thing. I could have parked at one of the earlier ones. Why don't they give you the closest one anyway? Why do they make you go out your little ways? makes you think. Alright. The yoke here, parking brake. Oop. There was FSEconomy. Always forget about that. That's going to happen. Taxi light can come off. Nav light as well. Avionics. There's the battery and everything. The mags as well. Those are off. That should be off. I don't know. There's no battery or anything. That's how it does it. Let's go over to FSEconomy and get paid. Alright, I opened up this thing again instead of going to the website. It shows basically the same thing. It basically is the website. It's kind of odd like how they do that. Only thing is you can't refresh it. To the log. We did get paid. This is the 404 Titan. Let's check this out. Income 6,053. I thought it was going to be a little higher than that. That's alright. We rented the plane for an hour and 10 minutes. It's $556 an hour, so we paid $655.62. We paid $198.93 on the fuel. No landing fee. No additional crew. $605.30 for the ground crew fee. They did nothing. Booking fee $363.18. Still too high. So total additional cost $1,167.41, and we got docked $60 for going a little bit further from its home airport. But we did make $4,169.86, which isn't too bad for an hour 1.18 hours. If I made $4,000 an hour, I'd be quite happy in real life. Let's go over to the bank. Oh, now it wants to lock up or take longer. Alright. So we can go ahead and deposit that money. $4,169.86. Alright, so we got $88,205.91. Made $313.24 off of interest. Yeah, 88 grand. Not doing too bad. Do a few more flights. Like I said, I want to fly the Dash 8. I tried to do a landing video of it up at Fairbanks, Alaska Airlines. Unbeknownst to me, I did not know that FS Recorder did not work with the Dash 8 because of the way the Dash 8 works. So I tried to land it and record the taxi and everything, and I found out you can't actually freaking do it. So that's kind of disappointing. I got to use a 737 to do it. Anyhow, that is going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it, and I will catch you guys on the next flight.